great credit to Louisiana. They're playing really well. Um, man, tough way to lose. In no way was a call at the end. That's what I just talked to the team about. Is we have to be. There's no difference in the last possession or the first possession or 12th possession, and I want us to begin, if we can, of course, getting late here, to see the game that way, and to see the game where every defensive possession is critical, and like a backside of a ball screen coverage, where they got 2 or 3 layups in the last 3 or 4 minutes off a pick and roll late in the clock, or not following, not getting out to a shooter, or leaving him a baseline out of bounds, trailing, kind of being real slow behind the shooter. Those are the detailed things that winning teams do. And so again, we'll have a tendency to all focus on, oh, that was a foul or not a foul, in the last minute. But a basketball game is a series of a bunch of small possessions, offensively and defensively, and you have to play those things. And a lot of times it's not who wins, it's who loses, who doesn't do the most things right, or maybe if you look at it the other way, who makes the most mistakes. We certainly did a number of good things. Again, it's hard sometimes to come in and not see not really have time to kind of digest things, so to speak. But we held them in the first half. We held them to 28%, and we were down at the half. And we had an opportunity, I thought, by the way that we were guarding in the first, really the whole first half, that we had a chance to really build a lead. But we struggled with rhythm on offense, struggled to put the ball in the basket. I didn't think we were patient enough. I thought that we were got individually oriented. I thought we did a better job in the second half, and of course we did. And you can look at the field goal percentage; we were at 55%. But I'm also a believer that a team creates their own breaks, and you have to do things right all the time, every day. You got to do it right in the classroom. You have to do it right in the weight room. You have to, and if you do, all of a sudden, and I'm almost repeating to y'all what we talked to the team. All of a sudden, these close losses, these 2 points and 1 point, and will all of a sudden start going your way, and that basket will go in. I mean, how many shots do we have that look like around the rim that just kind of rattled out and things like that? Those will start going. And anyway, we won a lot of statistical categories, but we didn't win where it counted. And where it counted, of course, is right there with the at the end in the final score. So heartbreaking loss for us, really was. I was proud of our fight. I thought our guys played really, really hard. Just didn't think we played quite well enough. And we need a win. They need a win. The coaches need a win. The school needs a win. And we needed this one tonight. But I can tell you this: we're going to roll our sleeves up. This is all I know to do. And just take it like we always do. Correct our mistakes, or try to correct our mistakes. Attempt to correct them. And let's come back next week and let's see if we can get 1 or 2 of those.
Coach, let me pause you real quick right there so Neff can join
All
us.
right, sounds good.
Neff, if you would come over and join us here. Coach, were you, I know you talk about the not getting that foul rate with the foul call right there,
Yeah.
but you were pretty steamed after that.
Yeah.
Just what's your feeling on him swallowing the whistle right
Well,
now?
I don't have the value, Andrew, yet of looking at the film. So I'm not gonna comment on that. I was really more, to be truthful. I thought I was really a little more upset on the when Watson, the play before. I thought he got hit pretty good, and it was by, there's supposedly a rule about secondary defenders. So I really thought that one, and until I really can look at Neff's, I can't really, like I said, I was really, if I could talk to the officials, I would apologize to them for that. That just a little more of our frustration. I was just hurting. I'm hurting, and our guys were hurting. So, it may have been a good call. It may have been. It may not have been. And I'll look, and I'll know it from there. And anyway, I just a tough deal right there.
Coach, when you guys are reviewing video and film, and you're working on this in practice, where's the definition of how do you stop the spurts? Like missing, field goals, you go 2 or 3
Yeah,
minutes
we
without
that's a great question, and again, I kind of referred to it earlier. We have to do a better job as a coaching staff of being a little more like early in the game. I talked about. I thought we were getting stop after stop after stop after stop, and we had an opportunity. I thought to really kind of build us a pretty good lead. I thought we were guarding, we were rebounding. I thought we were very well prepared. Anything that they tried to do, our guys were ready and they were playing well. But on the offensive end, we didn't show much patience. I'll give you an example. Kobe Montgomery hits the first right out of the gate. It's one of the best three-point shooters in the league, right, and one of the better ones in the country. He shot a total tonight of 4 shots, and he hit 1 right out of the gate. That's a lack of discipline and structure on offense, and I take responsibility for that. And yet we were coming down again with not much movement, the ball didn't move, those type of things and again a lack of I think a lack of discipline on offense where it seemed like, well, I hadn't shot one, it's my turn, now. So therefore in the first half, we shoot 37%. And second, we did a much better job in the second half. We did a much better job, shot 55% winning basketball. So that's I think instilling that type of discipline and focus on offense is basketball is not a democracy. It's not, hey, I'm gonna go down here and shoot it. I'm open. Well, some guys are going to be more open than others if they can't shoot the ball, and that doesn't mean that he's got to be smart enough not to shoot that or shoot his shot. And so that's where I don't blame the players as much as I do myself of that type of thing. And but we that's just how I feel about it. The best shooters need to be shooting most of the shots. And I think if you go to war, you got a BB gun and a cannon, you can fire the BB gun or the cannon. And so I just think we've got to do a better job of it. And I take responsibility.
From a kind of a similar question to that, from a player's perspective, how do you kind of handle these offensive frustrations? What do you how do you kind of see it?
Man, first thing I do, I blame myself. I'm the point guard, so I should run the team the way point guards have done it before. Man, I feel like we didn't share the ball a lot. Like we just throw the ball inside, or we didn't create a lot of space for everybody to drive and kick the ball out. Like we were taking the ball and dribbling too much. I feel like we gotta do better in that. We gotta work on the one more pass on practice, man. That's all like that.
Coach, with the difference between obviously high school and college, shot clock is right now. I'm not really so sure how long it's going to be in this season. But what's the procedure of working on a set play versus we have these motional sequences, things like that, where you're working on these plays for these guys too, just so kind of see
Yeah.
when it works out.
Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. I think we have to do a better job as coaches structurally of you would run a set play or a pattern for a particular player to get the basketball either inside or which we don't do a lot of unless it's off the draw. But we get the basketball inside, or is Kobe Montgomery something that maybe puts him in a screening action and then gets a stagger screen for him coming off after he sets screens. We use those as a way to kind of break scoring droughts. Also, there's a lot of ways to score. If we're not shooting the ball, we were 3 of 13 from the three. If you're not necessarily shooting the basketball well from three, look for opportunities like Neff said. You got to be patient and space the floor. And I didn't. And of course, turnovers. How many turnovers tonight were just unforced? Where we were careless with the ball and threw it out of bounds or whatever it may have been, and we turned it over 17 times. That's 17 trips that we didn't have an opportunity to score. And if you think of it like this, it's like starting the game at half court. And Andrew, you play for Louisiana. You're their point guard. It's like playing a half court game in 17 consecutive possessions. I'm gonna throw it to you, and then after that we're gonna start playing, right? And you lose by 2. And again, we'll focus. This is again the same thing I told them in there. We'll focus on the last play, on the official, whether it was a foul or not. And those are the wrong things to focus on. We need to focus on why didn't we do a better job early in the game of getting better shots instead of one pass or too much dribbling and playing one on 5, shooting it, no offensive rebounding. Why didn't that's defensively? Again, I talked about the pick and roll. The pick and roll problem wasn't and again, they didn't score a lot. We actually did a really good job on most of their players. They shot 37% for the game. We should have won that, right? But where was the coverage behind it? That's the ball. It wasn't the ball screen. It wasn't the guys in the ball screen. It was what happened behind it. And so I'm anxious to watch the film of that. And that it's just we're hurting. The players are hurting. The school. It's just a tough loss, and we had an opportunity and did some things well enough for us to win. But it's all about winning. You got to win these things, man.
Going for a status update on Andre Cabela.
Yeah, I'm gonna read a prepared statement, Andrew, and y'all just kind of respect that. Andre Cabello is no longer a member of our program, and we would like to wish him the best luck in all of his future endeavors.
Can you speak on just using him schematically, how you guys kind of push forward?
Yeah, I will say this: we're going to go from more of a ball screen offense to more of a open or post up a little bit. We don't have just a real, bruiser inside back to the basket guy. And Andre was a guy that played, of course, a lot off ball screens. Not that Neff can't. And there will be some ball screens. But you'll see as we're beginning to prepare, not just for next week, but for the conference tournament, you'll see some changes in our schemes on offense because our personnel's changed.
Jaden, you're on a 6-game slide right now. You guys have been talking about getting this 4-game homestand and kind of facing a must-win for the rest of the season kind of deal. What's kind of your message?
Yeah, we're our well. I'll tell you this. I'm gonna keep fighting, and I think he's gonna keep fighting. And I don't sense anybody in there not fighting. And if so, we're not gonna tolerate it. I think it's disappointing, and I feel responsible for it. I am responsible for it. I'm proud of our players. I'm proud of our coaches, and I just think that we're going to continue to battle. But we need to win. We need to win to get us some momentum heading into that tournament. And I truly believe that we can go down there and be a tough out. I really do. And we're just close and close and close, but close isn't good enough. It's we just gotta. It's disappointing. I know we talked about coming home, and of course now we've lost these two, and a 9 and 2, and we got 2 tough ones next week. So we're gonna keep our head up. The only thing I know to do is just continue to work hard, challenge our players, lead, and get us out of this thing. We gotta kind of regroup. I was watching Bill Self earlier today. You know, they went to BYU. Kansas went to BYU the other night, got beat 29. And I mean, just, you know, of course, all kind of red flags are going up. And he just said, you know, we're gonna just back off one day and like we're gonna do tomorrow. And we're gonna come back Monday and we're gonna regroup and we're gonna get ready for the next one. We're not gonna dwell on that. We know that we're good enough to win. We know that we're good enough to win some games and that we're better than some of the things that we've already addressed. And we just got to do better. We got to play better. And that's just all there is to it.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.